My name is Cynthia Agbo, and of course, I'm not going to be alone. I have a Guchuku. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Good morning to you. Good morning to everyone out there.
What's going on?
I'm just, I'm trying to take your outfits in. I'm just trying to internalize it.
What is there to internalize?
I'm tempted to say coat of many colors.
No, they're only just black, white, red.
But I mean, it does have a unique semblance to the proverbial coat of many colors. Well,
only that we don't have brothers who are going to betray me. Yeah, that's the difference.
Well, that's my own way of saying you look quite beautiful this morning.
Quite.
Yes.
Quite.
Beautiful.
Quite.
Why is your attention on the word quite? I said two things. Quite beautiful.
Quite.
Like amazingly fine.
Quite amazingly fine, or?
You look fine.
That's more like it. Thank you very much for the compliment. Well received.
Nigerian women.
Excuse you? You say what?
Nothing.
Were you talking?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought as much. Oh, your mic is not working. Okay, that's good. All right. So I have been waiting to give this intro. What happened yesterday can be likened to what Arsenal did to Chelsea. What happened?
What? I don't understand. What happened between Arsenal and Chelsea?
I'm just saying, what happened yesterday?
How does it relate?
Yes, now because...
Okay, first of all, what happened yesterday?
Be there now. How do they say it? Make pants, they wear you.
No, it's boxers.
Oh, yes, make boxers, they wear you.
I don't understand.
You will understand when it's time. All right, it is a perfect morning, and, well, some persons might grumble by that word, but yes, it's a perfect morning, speaking to existence what you want, and the morning may not start so exciting, but as you go along the day, you just discover that things will begin to align, lines will begin to fall in pleasant places for you, like we mostly like to pray, saying, oh God, let our lines fall in pleasant places. So yes, that prayer shouldn't change despite whatever might be happening. Now, it is amazing to know that our fuel queues are back. And it is sad.
It's almost 1 week now since the whole fuel thing started. Queues at filling stations, drivers spending the night at those fuel stations, motorists taking advantage of the situation to increase the price of transport fare. People stranded. I've seen people trekking very long distances.
Incredible.
To get to work or when they're going back to their houses. I mean, you see a lot of people at the bus stops, and it's just a really precarious situation.
And let me also remind you that this is not the first time that something like this will be happening. Let us take our minds back. The only problem is that the year is 2024. But let me take our minds back to 1974, 1994 rather, where we had a similar situation of fuel scarcity. And it makes me wonder, are we really progressing? I mean, are we really going forward? Because if a situation that we experienced in 1994 can still be happening in 2024, then I begin to doubt what level of growth that we think we've attained. Let's check out this video of the fuel situation that led many Nigerians in Lagos at the time to complain in this very short video of fuel scarcity. Okay, that's it. So I'm still asking, are we moving forward or are we stagnant? I don't want to say moving backwards because I mean, you could see some changes in one or two places, but then are we stagnant or are we moving forward? Now, don't forget that, I mean, there've been mixed stories, some saying, oh, and the worst part is you have to queue to buy fuel for an expensive amount. So it's not like fuel is 200 naira and you're going to buy it. This one, for some persons yesterday, they got fuel at almost 800 naira in some places. And it's so disheartening that I think that the NNPC should also look into, because someone actually said yesterday that he, after queuing for long hours, I think he got fuel for about 700-800 naira. Meanwhile, the NNPC have said that they're not going to increase price of fuel. So why are people
it's actually
buying
only the
it for that amount?
NNPCL fuel stations that are selling at the price of 617 naira, I think, according to investigations and pockets of reports we've gotten from the FCT and a couple of other neighboring states where we have this prevailing situation of fuel scarcity. In other fuel stations, like you said, 800, 700. And then there's also the issue of the black marketers who sell for between 900 to 1,000 per litre.
The question is, who is selling to the black marketers that they have to sell to the car owners? Who sells to them?
You know,
it's to the fuel stations. So what are we saying?
These are some of the issues that when you look at, questions like, oh, are we even really making any progress at all? Because 1994, this is almost the 30 years. I think that's 30 years actually, since this whole thing started. And like, there's really nothing new under the sun, in terms of, I don't think there's anything that's going to happen to Nigeria or to Nigerians right now that hasn't happened anywhere in the world, or actually that we haven't seen the like of it in this country before. But you would expect that with the passage of years, especially as we claim to practice a democratic system of government, you would expect that all the yearnings of the people, would have some sort of attention from the people who are concerned, or the people whose responsibility it is to attend to the needs of the people and make available the dividends of democracy. But what we see tenure after tenure, administration after administration, is the fact that a lot of promises are made, a lot of things are being said, particularly during electioneering campaign periods. And then when it's actually time for governance, we do not see any true replication of the promises that have been made. Let me give you a quick instance. The current administration during the campaign said, if we do not have constant electricity by the time they're done, that we shouldn't vote them. Now, as much as it's not... So one might say it's too early, considering the fact that it's not yet, they haven't marked 1 year in office yet. You begin to wonder, because
a child who doesn't work almost a month
these situations surrounding the situation surrounding this whole situation. Okay, first, we've had the power grid collapse repeatedly. Secondly, we've had electricity tariff increased at least 3 times last year, and then there's been an increase this year. And then in spite of the increase, it's not as if there is any improvement in terms of power that's been supplied. Even those of them who are band A, or whatever that means, are still complaining of epileptic power supply, so much so that a lot of people are saying, oh, let's even do something about the man who is at the helm of affairs in the Ministry of Power. Yesterday, there was an investigative hearing by the House Committee on Power to, of course, for the Honorable Minister to come and explain to Nigerians why are we having it so terrible, unlike before. I think even for areas that are naturally supposed to have, a good supply of electricity.
I would want to, give him some benefits, because now when it comes to the issue of power supply, number one, he's not a magician. Okay, we've been having terrible power supply.
Nobody's saying he's a magician.
Let me finish.
Don't make the situation worse. It's better you even leave it the way it is.
Now, don't forget one thing, that something could be bad, right? Something could be wrong. And in the process of fixing it, it will totally get bad before the good parts start coming out. Yes. Now, I will give you an example.
Isn't that what they said when they increased the fuel subsidy?
Let me finish. So in as much as there are calls for the resignation of the man, and sources tell me that he might be moved to another ministry or something somewhere else. Is that going to solve it? In as it will only solve it if we have a person who has a clear, thought out plan, well, not just thought, but well written, stated plan as to what the solution would be and how to implement it immediately. Not a person who is going to now sit down on that giant table and then start waiting to know what the origin of the problem is. That is not what. But if that is what is going to happen again, then it's better he just stay, right? I do not want to say that the current minister is clueless. I wouldn't want to say that. I wouldn't want to use that word. But like you used to say, these things take time. But it's a matter of, the only part I faulted him was when he came out to say the other day that Nigerians put on their fridge, put on their AC, they leave it on. And to an average Nigerian would say, bro, I buy my unit. So
well,
I have the right.
A point, because there's a lot of power wastage where people use appliances.
But what happens? Your unit goes faster, right? Your unit goes faster, right? I work hard to buy the unit. So if I say I want my room to be chilled for 6 hours before I come back, it's my unit, right? Good.
Well,
so
we understand that these things take time, but at least if you met a situation at let's say level A of chaos, don't take it to level B.
Okay, let me give an example of what I'm talking about. I had an issue with my light, right? And in trying to fix the light, it was discovered that certain things were already bad. So those things were not even showing all this while the light was being used. But guess what? When a technical person who does his work came to fix it, it was discovered that so many things were bad that were just being managed.
It could just be a situation of he's trying to remedy the situation.
Do you get? And then you're discovering that so many things are bad.
Unearthed. Yeah,
exactly.
We understand all of that, but are we really that kind of people, or those kind of people who are patient enough?
The average Nigerian is not patient.
So before we even dabbled into those whole electricity issue, I was using that as an instance to say that, I mean, this whole issue of fuel, it's been like a recurring decimal.
Absolutely.
Over and over. You would expect that with the announcement of Mr. President on Inauguration Day and and the supposed plans that he had, because you don't just make an announcement like that. The expectation is that, he would have put in place certain measures, certain things in place to make sure that whatever decision that he's making has some sort of mild effect on Nigerians. But what we've seen since after that announcement is that the price of the commodity has gone up. We've had occasional scarcity where people have had to suffer terribly. It's bad enough that we're paying through our noses to get this thing.
Anyway,
and now we have to now queue up.
Look at the positive things that Mr. President is doing. It's not all bad. Look at the positive thing. But while you're looking at and reminiscing on the positive things, let us do health and wellness. It's a beautiful morning, and your health is very important. This beautiful morning, we're going on health and wellness. We'll be talking about foods that you can give to your kids. Most times, parents, you're wondering, what can I give to my child? My child selects food a lot. What can he eat? All of those many questions. What are the healthy meals that this child can eat? And those things relating to, food for kids. So this morning, we're going to be sharing some things with you on what you can feed your child with, some of the nutritious meals that you can feed your child with, the basic nutrients that your child needs in their body. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so I'm sure that that should help you and your kids to achieve a good eating lifestyle.
Did you see the part where it said at least 4 meals a day?
Are you a child?
I am somebody's child. Thanks. And God bless.
You're somebody's child. So you want to eat 4 times a day? With your
At least
2-5, with your 2-5 salary.
At least though.
With your 2-5 salary.
At least.
According to you, 2-5 salary.
This is why something needs to be done. I don't know how you are going to do it.
For you to eat 4 times a day.
Yes.
You're not ashamed of yourself.
I mean, we should even start from here on the show. There should be something on this table.
I don't understand. Are you telling me? Look at this brother.
Saying a brother.
Maybe you want to eat 4 times a day because they said you should eat 4 times a day. Carry all the. Should be somebody's child. Correct.
Oh my God.
Carry
But
all your rice and beans from the house.
It's actually really crazy because
bring it here.
Even for adults, they tell you that we always talk about the 3 square meals and all. But
there's nothing square about the meal.
If you see one in this period, just kneel down and be grateful to God.
Why would you eat only one?
Are you seeing the price of food stuff in the market?
They're not saying they said eat at least 4 in the right portion.
Are you seeing the price of food?
They didn't say you should eat 4 like a Dracula.
Honestly, there is nothing else I spend my 2-5 salary on apart from food. No, you see me every day now. I dey buy shoe.
No, I don't see you every day.
I dey buy clothes.
I don't see you every day.
You see me they buy land. You see me they buy car.
I don't see you every day.
So what? Where is the money going? Now only food.
Oh, okay, this is the part where I get to ask, where is all the food you've been eating?
My dear. Now there the issue there.
Show me the food, because you don't have anything to prove that you've been eating 5 times a day. Show me the evidence.
Am I healthy? That is the important thing.
If I tell somebody...
If you bring a machine now for me to stand on, to test how healthy is this young man, you will see it.
If I tell somebody...
If you go to a hospital for a diagnosis now, you will see clean. If
I tell somebody I eat 4 times a day, every day, Monday to Friday, they will believe me.
Why?
But you, Amam.
Why?
They will not believe you.
It's not by flesh.
It's by what? Blood?
It's by the spirit. No, but honestly, the sign that you're healthy is not by how plumpy or fleshy or fat you look.
Oh, wow.
You get.
Oh, wow.
There are people who are that, you understand?
Plumpy.
But, I mean, behind all of that is a lot of...
A lot of what?
A lot of issues.
Hey.
A lot of issues. I don't want to start mentioning the name of illnesses, but if you have anybody who is bigger than me, you are too big. Anybody who is slimmer than me, you are too slim.
Okay.
That's just it.
Okay. I think at this point we'll go on a very short break. When we come back, the show continues. All right, welcome back. So yes, we were to move to the interesting part of life before we went on that break. Now, talking about your health and wellness, did you know that experts say that it's not compulsory for you to have your bath every day?
That expert is not okay.
Let's have that on the screen,
expert
please.
Is not experting.
Wait now. They say, and they've been having research on this, that it is not exactly necessary for you to take your shower every day. I'm not the one saying it. Look at it on the screen. Let's have that. Taking a shower. Let's have that. So it says daily showers are purely performative and have no real health benefits. Expert insists. Now, the reason why they use expert insists because this conversation has been ongoing before even this year. Okay, I remember sometime last year, there was this celebrity who who says she doesn't take her bath every day, and, you know, people were talking, and then experts, you know, mentioned it. Even the year before last year, we had the same conversation. So now I'm like, have I been wasting my water?
What I can tell you is experts don't decrease.
No, don't use that kind of word.
And I insist. Because why?
Okay.
So yesterday,
yes.
What was the degree Celsius? What was the temperature here in the FCT?
I think that it doesn't apply.
Do you remember?
I think it has to do with your location.
Well, they didn't say that.
For we here.
Someone might look at that and feel like, oh, it's totally okay for me not to take my bath. It's totally okay for me not to do something that's actually really necessary and important for you and for other people. You get, because you want to list the benefits of actually taking your bath. Let's imagine that you live in a very hot region. So first, it's going to cool you down. It's going to relax you. All of the sweat and contact that you've had, you know, throughout the day, you have to wash out all of those germs and dirt that you might have had contact with. I mean, it's a whole lot, actually. I wouldn't feel okay if I return from the hustle and the bustle of work every day and I don't get to take a shower. It's refreshing. It's absolutely necessary. And it's information like this that makes people, you know, walk around being a nuisance to other people.
Ha! When you use that kind of word, I don't understand what you mean.
But that's exactly what it is. Because tell me why, oh, you would enter a bus or public transport early in the morning only to be greeted by chaos.
No.
Pandemonium, for want of words.
Body odor is...
How do people get body odor?
Wait, farabale.
I'm calm. My anger is not with you. It's with those experts.
Body odor is a different conversation. Now, experts are not saying you should not take a shower at all. They are saying that daily shower is performative. It's just make you prove, say you said the bath.
I don't agree. I don't agree. How does someone develop body odor?
They did say you should not bath to get them straight.
It's not small. Now,
maybe you can be skipping intervals.
So 7 days a week, you decide not to bath for, like, say, 2 in it.
You will not smell. 2 days, that means you have a problem medically. Yes. So what if you're stuck in a bush or something?
Guys.
2 days. No. If you are a clean person, no, I'm not saying this, I'm not trying to support experts, but I'm trying to tell you that medically and your body-wise, not having your bath 2 days out of 7 days in the week is not enough to make you smell.
This is not, I'm not talking about that you're in your house, so you're relaxed, you're not going anywhere, you're not sweating, nothing. You're saying 2 days of you going to work like a normal person.
What is a normal person?
Wait now, exerting energy, you're working, you're touching a lot of things are touching you.
Are you exerting energy?
For 2 days.
Are you exerting energy right now?
Heavily.
Where's the energy? Sitting down on a chair.
And besides, I'm not going to be here all day.
Where are you going to go to?
I have quite my
no call work for yourself. Oh.
No, it's not like that. My responsibilities cut across board. It cuts across board. And there are even times that my responsibilities take me outside the 4 walls of this media establishment.
Oh my God.
So how can you tell me that doing all of that, I should now come home and not take my bath because you think it's performative?
Oh God,
are we here in the performing arts or what? I don't understand. Take your bath at least twice a day. Every day. You cannot miss it. Who are those experts that saying that thing? Let me even see the person.
That's when now let me tell you something. When you say before you say about 5 times a day, let me tell you something.
And do you know there's even how
there's
even how hot the weather can be. And you would need more than 2 rounds of shower. Yes.
Udogu shower. They need to make you shower ambassador. That is what they need to make you, shower ambassador.
Shower
Oh my God. Anyway,
guys, taking your shower is absolutely necessary every day. Every day.
I just told you what experts say. So
there's nothing performative about it.
Let's look at some handsome daddies this beautiful morning. Before Ugo would chop me raw. Scientists, I only delivered what scientists said. If you guys have a different opinion,
we should go to court.
No. I'm not saying go to court. Yes, you can go to court, but you can have a drink with Ugo in solidarity. If you Anyway, let's look at some handsome daddies this beautiful morning.
Are you referring to me?
Who are you in the scheme of things?
Okay.
Do you look like a daddy?
I know. I'm a special kind of daddy.
Ha. God,
I'm a daddy that has sugar. You know what I mean? So you get the point.
I don't get the point. Please show me the sugar.
I'm a special kind of daddy. Yeah.
Where's
it's
the
called
sugar?
Zade for short. Yep.
You cannot be a daddy.
I did not say I'm a daddy. I'm a Zade. There's a difference.
Okay. Please, let us look at
steez. Panache.
What one is steez again?
I've got candor. Elegance. Swag. You know, swag him not dog man. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh God. Oh God. Can we now look can we have the real daddies on our screen, please? Can we have them? Okay, man. Yes, Chidi man. Okay, so it's interesting to that. The one in the middle, what's his name again? He's a model. He's a model. I think both of them, the one on the orange suit as well, is also a model. They, they just look good.
Imagine living your dreams at even past 50.
Like,
absolutely phenomenal.
Like, these are the kind of daddies that you be like, hide your girl. Daddy's coming.
Daddy's in town.
Yes, hide your girl. All right, so I mean, and how do they call it? Some of these people don't even have to talk much. They don't have to talk much. They don't have to say too many words. Not like the young guy who's gonna say, my dear.
They've got like a certain style to their. They've got a certain tone rather to their style.
Because they're experienced, so they don't talk too much.
Yeah, they're calm. They're really, really calm.
Like, just imagine you're lodged.
They know what to do. They know what to say.
Yes. So imagine you're lodged in a hotel and you just come out of your room after like dressing up to go for an event or something. And then you just see these men taking a walk down. Oh my God. You'll be like, who let the dogs down? Who? Anyway, that's just to make you happy this beautiful Tuesday morning. We also have, we also have beautiful kids on the runway. We're supposed to bring that yesterday, but you definitely want to check this out. See, this is why they say, train up a child in the way it should go. And when he's old, you not depart from it. I won't be surprised if this girl grows up and becomes a Naomi and the rest. I mean, you have to start from small, where their body is molded to that pattern. If you want to try to be a footballer, you start from small. If you want a person to be a model, I'm so happy that we're past the level where, I like it on slow motion. Great. I like the fact that we've gone past the level where we say, oh, my child must be a doctor, must be a lawyer, must be this, must be that. Now you take pride in seeing your baby girl on the runway. Like, yes, that's my girl. Or, you see your boy dancing beautifully on stage and you're like, that's my son. And they're traveling at a young age to different places, just doing what they love to do as kids. And then when they grow up, they already have a sense of purpose and style. It's beautiful, very, very beautiful. All right, so we have about 9 minutes to 9 minutes to 8 o'clock, where it's be time for the sports with Ugochukwu. I think we should take something else. There's been a conversation that's been trending, and this is not about Biscuit and Davido. You see, Biscuit and Davido's issue will come at 9 o'clock. Hopefully, our guests will be available at that time. We'll have a conversation on tourism with our guests, and then we would we'll now delve into some of the interesting things, because that one is a long gist. That one entirely. But now, some people say that some Nigerian women have taken their bad character outside Nigeria. Now, so there was a conversation trending yesterday where a foreign woman complained about how the entitlement mentality of a couple of Nigerian women, and she complained about how some Nigerian women, when you don't give them what they request for, they want the friendship or whatever it is to be transactional. And so there have been several reactions. So if you remember, we've had people talk about, oh, who made Nigerian women entitled? I would say is, I won't say anything. But first of all, let's have that tweet first on Nigerian women. Let's have that tweet show on the screen so you get to see. So she said, I remember one time there was a girl I tried to be besties with, and she lives in Nigeria but studied in Paris. She got mad at me for not buying her a new laptop charger, and the friendship ended there. Okay, so we have another person who also spoke. The next one, let's have the next tweet. Okay, so this one says, majority of them are users. They see us from abroad, and all they think of is money. Have to be careful making friends with ladies in Niger. I mean, this is not even the main one. The main one is actually very long, like very long.
Well, it's sad that our women are being viewed like that. But then again, things like this, you can't take the report or the testimony or the narration of one person. You need to hear from both parties. So let's take the first issue, for instance. You said this person ended you guys' friendship because she wanted a laptop charger and you didn't get for her. Okay, my question is, what kind of relationship you said you guys were besties?
You say you tried to be besties with her.
Okay, so how did she try to be besties? What did she do? Did she get you gifts? Did she try to, in any way, give what she was trying to receive? Because if I'm in a relationship with anybody, whether it's a man or a woman, and I'm making certain investments, in quote, that is not what it is. It's just me being myself, being kind, and trying to service the relationship. Maybe it's me getting you food. Maybe it's me sorting.
Will you get me food today?
I beg. Maybe it's me.
Oh, really? Really? Okay.
This is the entitlement we are talking about. Maybe it's me sorting out some bills.
8 o'clock reach.
Maybe it's me sorting some bills for you. Maybe it's me dropping you off after work. It's just me helping you out 1 or 2 times. Now, I wouldn't necessarily ask you to pay me back for the things that I do for you.
Because it's friendship,
as
right?
a friend. Because, I mean, why are we even friends, rather, if I cannot inconvenience you and you cannot inconvenience me at certain points? You get? But, I mean, I would not come out to say, oh, pay me back for all of the things I've done for you. But I expect that in some way, there should be some sort of reciprocation. There should be some sort of returns on investment. Yeah. Now, it may not exactly be you doing exactly what I did for you, but if there is any way that you can make my life better, and it is not you breaking the bank, it is not you going out of your way, which is also even allowed in friendship.
Okay.
Do you get? So I don't think there's anything wrong with having certain expectations when you consider the level of relationship that you have with somebody and the level of sacrifice. That's the word I was looking for. The level of sacrifice that you've made. But in a case where You haven't made any sort of contribution whatsoever.
Maybe that's the part
you
this
haven't
lady was
contributed
talking
in
about.
any way financially. It's not that you are there for me emotionally. You're not in any way servicing my needs psychologically. You're not of any help to me in any way.
Okay, let me ask you a
you're
question,
having
Ugo.
entitlement. You want me to get things for you? You want me to buy things for you? What sort of attitude
Ugo,
is that? What sort
Ugo,
of behavior is that?
Ugo.
Yeah.
You're going to buy me food today by force because I've worked hard for it. I have been by your side through thick and thin on this show. So I have serviced this relationship.
Did you notice
so you are going
that a best friendship ended because of laptop charger?
Oh, really?
My dear, this our, what is it called? This
What?
our correlation, this our partnership might end over a plate of something.
Ugochukwu, let me not see food today.
This is the entitlement we're talking about.
I have worked hard
It
for
is also
it.
for this same reason that Timaya said that he cannot date Nigerian women again. It is this same problem.
That's his business.
Because tell me why I'm in a relationship with you as a lady. Yeah? Let's say you're not working. And I'm earning foreign stands.
2.5.
100K a month. And at the end of a month, I decide to give you 5,000 naira.
I don't understand.
Do you know what that means? That's 5%. That means I went to work for like 2 days just for you. Oh, I mean,
Is it for Ewa? Is it for Agbado?
Problem. This is the problem. This is why I'm done with Nigerian women. It's time for me. It's time for me to explore Kwagadugu. I heard that women in Kwagadugu are the real deal now.
Let me tell you something. How many women outside Nigeria can take some of the bad attitude you men have, Nigerian men? How many?
Nigerian men have bad attitudes.
How
this
many?
is news to me.
How many?
I'm hearing this for the first time.
Can take all the things. But anyway, when you guys go out there,
the survey and the research from across the globe says that Nigerian men are premium.
Because they spend. Our men love to spend. That's why I love Nigerian men.
Which men have you been meeting?
They love to spend.
I know they give shishi. I don't understand. Which Nigerian men love to spend?
Let me tell you. See, anytime you hear women outside Nigeria talk about, women are not Nigerians, talk about, oh, how Nigerian men are this, they mostly talk about how our men spend a lot.
No. You are not saying what Nigerian men are famous for. You know what they are famous for, and it is not spending money.
What are they famous for?
You will not hear it from me.
No. They are famous for two things. The what you're trying to say and the spending.
What am I trying to say?
What are you saying? What are you saying? Say it.
I am saying what I don't want to mention. And you know the thing that I'm talking about. But it is not spending of money.
It is spending of money.
How?
Don't worry. What I'll do for you is, on Friday, I will compile more than 10 videos to prove to you that it is because of the money and the other thing.
Listen, I cannot be buying fuel at almost 1,000 naira and be thinking of how to spend it on all the remaining cash I will now use and buy fish with a chilled bottle of water.
Okay.
I will now come and spend it on you. How about now?
So you cannot spend it on me?
No.
Okay,
that's not the way to go. That's not the way.
It's not the way to go.
That's not the way.
To spend on your woman is not the way to go. But anyway, I love me, my Nigerian man.
That's a whole different conversation.
They spend a lot. They spend a lot.
When is your woman?
See, our Nigerian men spend, whether it is your woman or another woman.
You can never find me in such congregation. I am not part of that association.
How will you spend
you know our
with your
mantra.
2.5 salary?
You know our motto. You know what we stand for.
What is your motto? What's your mantra?
We know they give shishi. Aluta continue. We know they give shishi. What? For here?
Okay. As I run out of here for sports this morning,
what were you saying about Chelsea and Arsenal?
Wait, let me finish. So, former NBA star Gilbert Arenas proposed to his girl with a $400K ring. Then they broke up 8 days later. They eventually made up, and he faked a relationship with her for 4 months so he could switch the ring out with a fake version. She sued him and lost. That's sports now.
No, that is no.
It is sports.
No. That is,
That is
what would I call it now? Relationship gone crazy.
that's a sport.
Proposal gone wrong.
But what was she expecting? That he was going to leave a $400K ring with her?
I mean, if she's worth it, why not?
After all the other things they must have bought for her in the relationship?
Oh, now you do remember that you guys are entitled most of the time.
No. I think that anyway. Let me not take your time, but I do think that I don't want to call it petty, right? I don't want to call it petty, but even without, even with it, I won't call that entitlement. I'll just see that as thief day your eye, because if a man invested a ring,
so let me get a story.
About $400,000 for you, because now men love to spend for women they care about, or men love to spend for women they want. So there are two times men spend: when they want something and when they care about a woman, they spend. So in this case, they were in an active, good relationship. So if this NBA star decided to spend that kind of money on a ring because he felt like you was it, and if for any reason everything went sour, I think it's only normal for you to take the ring off and drop it on the table and say, I'm done. Or if he says he's done, you take his ring and give it to him. It's as simple as that. I think it's even more worthy.
So I should leave almost 500 million for you.
Maybe the man buy him.
Guys.
Wait, what I'm saying is she should take off the ring and drop it on the table.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. So, I mean, this is...
Why are you calculating it in Naira? My God.
Why would I not calculate in Naira? Do I spend my money in dollars?
Listen.
Yeah.
You calculate... Why are some people calculate...
But, I mean, it will help you to get some... what's the word? Closer to home perspective.
For an NBA star in the US.
Yeah, I understand the dynamics are different.
Exactly.
But then again, so that it will make sense to Chimobi who is watching us. 440 million, almost 500 M.
And the new exchange rate, right?
Brother.
Okay.
Do you know how many duplexes you can get in ABJ? Ha. Please come and be going. It's time for Rapid Sports. All right, a very good morning. Thank you for joining us on Rapid Sports this morning. It's a Trendy Tuesday edition of the Morning Tonic you ingest once every 24 hours, Monday to Friday right here. We'll take a ride around the world of sports. There's a lot that's going on, particularly in football. And here in Nigeria, where we have confirmation that Finidi George is now going to be the Super Eagles gaffer. His first assignment are going to be the two World Cup qualifiers we'll have against Benin Republic and the Bafana of South Africa. I'll talk about that in just a moment. And of course, news regarding the muscle man from Mallorca, Rafael Nadal. He did win a match yesterday in his home town, talking about Madrid, and well, it's Champions League night as well, so there's a lot to expect at Allianz Arena tonight. Bayern Munich against the Los Galacticos, the White and Gears, the Le Merengues, if you want, the only team to have won the La Decima. Well, without further ado, Lily, and without much ado, let's get on to the main event this morning, and we kickstart with boxing, where former heavyweight boxing champion Mike Tyson's 20th July fight against YouTube sensation Jake Paul in Dallas will be a sanctioned heavyweight professional bout, and this was announced yesterday. The fight will be over 8 2-minute rounds with the results to count on the record of both Paul and Tyson, who lost his last official bout in 2005. Tyson 50-6 with 44 knockouts, has not won a fight since beating Clifford Etienne in 2003. There had been concerns about sanctioning anything more than an exhibition due to the age difference of the fighters. Jake Paul is 27, Tyson turns 58 on the 30th of June. So you could see the disparity in age there. Mike Tyson wanted it to be a pro fight. Netflix wanted it to be a pro fight. So I agreed to make it a pro fight. Winner takes all. Paul posted on X, formerly Twitter. So it's basically confirmation at the AT&T Stadium in Allenton, Texas, Dallas. Tyson and Jake Paul sanctioned as pro fight. Who wins this particular one? Remember, Tyson won his first heavyweight world title in 1986 and became undisputed champion in 1987, nearly 10 years before Jake Paul was born. After a stunning upset loss to Buster Douglas in Tokyo in 1990, Tyson made a comeback in 1996 to win a world crown before losing the title to Evander Holyfield. Tyson lost to Britain's Lennox Lewis by 8-round knockout in Memphis in 2002 in his last world title bout. He beat Etienne in 2003, but lost in comeback bids to Danny Williams in 2004 and Kevin McBride in 2005 at Washington, where he announced his retirement after the fight. The Americans only lost to Britain's Tommy Fury in an 8-round split decision in February 2003 in Saudi Arabia, and that's talking about Jake Paul now. So you could see the mountain of difference between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. You could say from two generations of boxing coming together to give fans what promises to be a blockbuster, breathtaking encounter at the AT&T Arena in Dallas. Well, away from that for a moment, let's talk tennis now, where Ons Jabeur called out organizers of European tournaments for giving men preferential treatment at combined events and said they need to respect women more. Now, Jabeur, the 2022 champion in Madrid, was speaking after dismissing 9-seeded Jelena Ostapenko 6-love, 6-4 to set up a last 8th clash with Madison Keys. I feel special. We'll have a long way to go, especially here in Madrid and in Rome and in Europe in general. Top-seeded Iga Swiatek dropped the opening game before sweeping the next 12 against home favorite Sara Sorribes Tomo 6-1, 6-love, and advanced to a quarterfinal meeting with Brazilian lefty Beatriz Haddad Maia. Keys won an All-American battle, knocking out third-seeded Coco Gauff 7-6, 4-6, 6-4 to reach the last 8 in Madrid for the first time. So watch out for that particular one. And still talking about the Madrid Open, the muscle man from Mallorca, Rafa Nadal, said he is doing his best to keep dreaming after he extended his stay at Madrid Open by winning a 3-hour tussle with Argentina's Pedro Cachin 6-1, 6-7, 6-3 on Monday. Contesting his home tournament one last time before retirement, the 5-time champion exchanged some warm words with Cachin at the net and gave the world number 91 a match shared as a memento. Well, he said some moments good, some moments not good. I found a way to be true, I think, in the third set with some mistakes. I was still able to be a bit unpredictable. Nadal's style of his roller coaster victory. Nadal's reward is a Tuesday last 16 clash with 30th seeded Jiri Lehecka, who beat the Mallorcan in a practice session a week ago. Well, I think over time, if he continues, it's going to be quite evident that the games are taking a toll on him. I mean, playing Cachin for 3 hours, and now you're up against a younger, a fresher, a quicker Jiri Lehecka. It's definitely going to be exhausting for Rafael Nadal. Well, he's already beaten a high-ranked opponent this week, talking about 11-ranked Alex de Minaur, and he believes the quality of Lehecka's ball is another step up. Well, since the start of the 2005 season, Nadal has lost just once in 163 matches against players ranked outside the top 50 on clay. Cachin's 2-win in Madrid this week were his first of the season as he entered the tournament with 0 wins from 11 matches contested in 2024. Well, let's move to football now and talk about news regarding Chelsea fans. It was an emotional day for them yesterday after Brazilian defender Thiago Silva said he will leave Chelsea at the end of the season after a dream 4-year spell at Stamford Bridge. Silva announced his farewell yesterday in an emotional video message on Chelsea's website. The 39-year-old centre-back arrived at the Premier League club on a free transfer in August 2020 after leaving Paris Saint-Germain. He made 151 appearances for the Blues, winning the Champions League, the FIFA World Club Cup, and the UEFA Super Cup. Chelsea means a lot to me. I came here with the intention of only staying for a year, and it's ended up being 4 years, not just for me, but for my family too, as Silva said during a tearful goodbye in a video. Well, he was a popular figure among Chelsea fans after making an immediate impact in their 2020-2021 Champions League winning campaign, which climaxed with victory over Manchester City in the final in Porto. Remember, Thomas Tuchel was the man in charge at the time. Well, capped 113 times by Brazil, Silva has made 34 appearances in all competitions for Chelsea this season. But the former AC Milan star suffered a groin problem in Chelsea's 2-2 draw at Aston Villa on Saturday, raising the possibility he might have made his last appearance in a blue shirt. Pochettino's side have 5 games left this season as they look to salvage a disappointing season by securing European qualification. Well, that is the hope of a lot of Chelsea fans, but is it going to happen, especially when they've got the likes of West Ham, they've got the likes of Newcastle and Manchester United to grapple with? Well, Chelsea languishing in 9th place in the Premier League, lost in the FA Cup semi-finals to Manchester City recently and were beaten by Liverpool in the League Cup final in February. I think particularly that semi-final loss against Man City in the FA Cup was really, really, really disappointing for Thiago Silva. He had hoped that perhaps he would qualify for the final and maybe leave Chelsea, leave Stamford Bridge, leave the Cobhams ground with something to show. Well, he does have something to show because, I mean, he's won 3 titles. He is considered a legend. And even at the rate he's playing now, I feel that he still has maybe 1 or 2 years of solid football to give fans. But apparently, it's not going to be at Chelsea because for me, it looks like he's given his all as far as playing for the Blues is concerned. I mean, he's been there. We've seen a lot of exit of players who were in Chelsea at the time that he was there. I mean, Kepa Arrizabalaga and Edouard Mendy is no longer at Chelsea. Cesar Azpilicueta used to play with Thiago Silva. There was once an N'Golo Kante who played with Thiago Silva. And I mean, I could go on and on. But I mean, he's basically playing with these young lads who are trying to understand themselves. These young lads who Mauricio Pochettino has brought together from all parts of the globe, you know, trying to find a rhythm, trying to find a pattern to their play, trying to find some sort of consistency in terms of results. But apparently it's not working so well for Mauricio Pochettino. Yes, he entered this season saying he wanted to win the Premier League, he wanted to win the FA Cup, he wanted to win the Carling Cup as well, but all of those dreams have vanished in what you could call a fairy tale season. A disappointing fairy tale, a bad fairy tale for Chelsea this particular season. Yesterday it was Jamie Vardy who was on song, scoring twice as Leicester City celebrated their promotion to the Premier League in style with a 3-0 win at Preston that secured the championship title. The Foxes return to the top flight was sealed after Leeds' shock 4-0 capitulation at Queen's Park Rangers on Friday. Enzo Maresca's men needed victory at Deepdale to guarantee beating Ipswich to top sport with a game to spare, and did so with ease thanks in part to their 37-year-old captain. Vardy was one of the heroes of the Leicester City's memorable Premier League triumph in 2016 and part of the side that also lifted the club's first FA Cup just 3 years ago. I think from that particular squad that lifted the English Premier League trophy, he might just be the only one who is still there. I mean, you remember the heroics of Wes Morgan, Mark Albrighton, N'Golo Kante, and, you know, the rest of them in that title-winning season for Claudio Ranieri. But, of course, it's Leicester City who, rather Jamie Vardy, who is one of the top names there, who is still at the club and beneficially so for the Foxes. Well, Ipswich then host Huddersfield. Well, we're now going to move on to the final day of the season. The battle to join them in the Premier League next season is set to go to the final day of the Championship season on Saturday. Promises to be absolutely enthralling what's going to happen on Saturday. Leeds sit second on goal difference ahead of Ipswich, who have a game in hand away at Coventry on Tuesday. Ipswich then host Huddersfield, who are practically relegated on the final day, while Leeds face Southampton at Elland Road. only the top 2 are automatically promoted, while teams that finish from 3rd to 6th go into playoffs to determine the 3rd promotion spot. And are you aware that that playoff final is the most lucrative final in world football at the moment? Yes, you can Google is a friend. That particular playoff final, the most lucrative, ahead of the Champions League final, ahead of winning the Premier League, ahead of winning, what's it called again, the World Cup final, ahead of winning whatever you consider to be the most prestigious prize in world football at the moment. That playoff final, the reward for it is absolutely mouth-staggering. That's about it in England. Let's take a quick break, and when we return, we would go to the camp of the Super Eagles to find out what's going on with regards to the new head coach of the side. Stay with us. All right, thanks for being there. Now, let's continue with what's happening in Nigerian football at the moment, because yesterday, the Nigeria Football Federation named Finidi George as the new coach of the national team, putting an end to weeks of speculation over who will replace Portuguese coach Jose Peseiro. Now, according to a press statement, the board of the Nigeria Football Federation approved the recommendation of a technical committee to appoint Finidi George, who is 52, to lead the Super Eagles. The immediate task facing the former Ajax winger will be to guide Nigeria to victory in 2 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying matches against South Africa and Benin Republic, Uyo and Abidjan, respectively. Nigeria are under pressure to win both games as they are in 3rd place in Group C of the African campaign behind Rwanda and South Africa. George, remember, spent 20 months as assistant to Jose Peseiro, who voluntarily left the post after Nigeria finished runners-up at the last Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire in February. George, widely known in Nigeria simply as Finidi, took charge of the squad in interim capacity for 2 friendly matches in Morocco last month. First, we beat the Black Stars of Ghana by 2-1 in the first match, and then an 18-year winless run against the Black Stars. But we also lost 2-0 to the Eagles of Mali. Remember that Finidi George was a member of the Nigeria's so-called, actually the golden generation of Nigerian football that won the 1994 Africa Cup of Nations tournament in Tunisia and made their debut at the FIFA World Cup finals in USA the same year. He won 62 caps for Nigeria and played at the 1994 and 1998 World Cup finals. And it's absolutely interesting because there's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of debate surrounding who's going to take over from Jose Peseiro as coach of the Super Eagles. And we also saw how that Finidi was giving the helm or giving charge of the team ahead of the 2 friendlies we prosecuted last month against the Black Stars of Ghana and against the Eagles of Mali. I mean, everyone saw the performance of the Eagles. For me, nothing so fantastic in terms of, or was there a different feel, a different tactic than what we used to see with Peseiro? The answer is no. And a lot of people would even fault his decision not to make use of his bench, especially in the second match against Mali, where it's an international friendly. You have the luxury of making use of all of the talents that you have available. But he refused to do that. Now, a lot of people were not comfortable with that, and there is also the argument of, can an indigenous coach deliver the goods? The last time that an indigenous coach was appointed coach of the Super Eagles, we failed to qualify for the World Cup. And of course, you would remember very vividly here at the Moshood Abiola Stadium in Abuja when we played the Black Stars of Ghana, and we were beaten by 1-0 in the second leg of that game, thus ending our hopes of being at the World Cup in Qatar that was played in 2022. Now, the aftermath of that is that a lot of Nigerians lost hope in the ability of our local coaches to tinker our national team, the Super Eagles in particular, to glory. Now, we've had a Jose Peseiro take over, oversaw the team up until the Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire and getting all the way to the final. And of course, you remember the last time that we got to the final was in 2013 where we won, but this time around he took us to the final and we lost narrowly to the Elephants of Ivory Coast. Now, can Finidi George deliver the goods? Can he be able to assemble the right crop of players to play and prosecute the two first important matches that he has on his table? Is he going to employ the right formation and the right tactic to make sure that everyone is played in the position that is best suited to their talents? Is he going to give the lads a level playing field in terms of, oh, there's nothing like a permanent shed. If you are informed, you get to play. If you give me reason to believe that you deserve to start, of course, you get a starting berth in the team. Is he going to call up the usual suspects, or are we going to have some new lease of life in terms of bringing on board new players for the team? How is he going to incorporate players from the national, the local league, rather, Nigeria Premier Football League? Is he going to incorporate them? Are we going to see a situation? Of course, he's a coach of Enyimba. Well, I think that ends right now that he's taking up the appointment as coach of the Super Eagles. So Enyimba will have to look for a new coach. But then again, he's been in the Premier League. He's won a title with Enyimba. Are we going to see a situation where we have at least 30 or 40% inclusion of players from the Nigeria Premier League in match day squads going forward? Or is it going to be a situation where we have the foreign players dominating the list whenever it's been put out? Well, these are all of the expectations ahead of the qualifiers between Nigeria and South Africa, and Nigeria and, of course, Benin Republic. Well, we hope that Finidi George is able to answer all of these questions in time. And, talking about yesterday, Lewandowski was unsung as Barcelona got the better of Valencia by 4-2. Valencia actually finished the game with 10 men. Tonight, in what promises to be an absolutely frenetic encounter, a titanic tussle, and an exhilarating contest, Bayern Munich take on Real Madrid in the first leg of the first semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. So watch out for that tonight. We'll have Thomas Tuchel, who is already talking tough and saying that he's wary of high-flying Jude Bellingham, who, of course, has about 17 goals for Real Madrid this season. In the La Liga alone, altogether, he has over 20 goals. I'm not even including assists so far this season. Well, it's definitely going to be a battle to the finish. You have a Harry Kane who's been trophyless for quite a while. Is that going to end with Bayern Munich, getting advantage in the first leg of this all-important semi-final against Real Madrid? And don't forget that Real Madrid are the highest winners of the Champions League with 14 titles in their kitty, of course, managed by the very pragmatic and the cold Don Carlo Ancelotti. Don't take anything away from him. He's done it at AC Milan. He's done it at Real Madrid. Can he do it once again at that prestigious institution? Yes, they are not just a football club, if you ask me. Real Madrid are absolutely a force to reckon with. Well, let's see what happens later on tonight at Allianz Arena by 8 o'clock Nigerian time. Well, until tomorrow, when we return with highlights, sound and sights of what happened tonight at Allianz Arena, and of course take a dive into what's going to happen tomorrow between Dortmund and PSG. Well, this is where the cookie crumbles, because he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Well, until tomorrow, coming up next on The Breakfast Show this morning is we have more exciting content for you, basically. So just stay with us. Ugochukwu Matamere is my name.
Okay, welcome back. It's the Rapid Dawn right here on Rapid TV, channel 1760 Star Times, and you can stream from anywhere in the world on our streaming platform. And also we're on YouTube as well. You can check out some of our content right there. Okay, so before we came back, that was something by Davido. And even though I'm so itchy to talk about that, over them all, are you actually over there?
What? He says he's over them. He's over them now.
With that crying video?
Don't start arguing with OVO.
With that crying video?
They have 30 billion.
Oh. Now wash. With that crying video. You're over there.
It could have been anything.
With a strawberry pajamas.
He could have been asking God for mercy.
With a strawberry pajamas.
He could have been praying.
With strawberry.
His phone could have been hacked. It could have been anything.
Over
really.
them. All right, so it's trending.
Look at me trying to defend Obio when I know he's going to do another one.
Okay, so he posted a video of himself with himself and his wife, Choma, in Jamaica. Ordinarily, you know, many...
That was after he took a dig at Wizkid.
That was lame.
It took him a whole day to come up with that.
And it was so lame. It sounded...
No, but it was not, though. It was not.
Let me tell you how it sounded like. It sounded like when children in, you know, British school are trying to hit at themselves. That's the way it sounded like. So
it wasn't
flat.
so bad.
It was lame. Let me tell you something. One word, like one line from Wizkid. He didn't even need to talk much or type too many times. One line from Wizkid scattered everywhere. Everybody, it was hitting the trends. But it took him about how many hours? Have you seen?
The meal is still cooking.
Do you know what's happening?
I don't think it's done cooking.
Do you know what's happening in foreign media right now between Davido and Wizkid's beef?
Yeah.
Every single person, in fact, 80% of the comments are against Davido. They are like, who is this again?
they obviously are not familiar with his game.
It's not about that. Now, Davido has...
Okay, so it's a conversation now about between Wizkid and Davido, who has more international acclaim.
And you have seen it. I mean, with what's going on, you've seen that many people in the international scene are more on the side of Wizkid FC and Wizkid himself. They are, okay, in fact, I would have loved to share some of the comments from the foreign media, but someone said, isn't it this guy who
he has a collaboration with Justin Bieber?
Someone said,
I want to grab me with that.
Someone said, isn't this the guy who always disgraces his wife? That's what someone said. Trust me.
Okay, that's a really terrible narrative.
Exactly. I mean, how many times do you see Wizkid do that? And Wizkid told him, say, I bet you don't have anything on me. He said it, and that's the truth. They can't even have anything. They can't come with anything. You see why it's good to have a clean record? It's still cooking. Don't worry, the food will soon be ready. Salt on go day. Banky no go day. But I mean, I'm all out. I mean, the week is sweet. I'm all out for, let's see the drama, bass bills. I love where Wizkid put out 1 or 2 Maggi and salt, you know, and go back to his shell. Then after another market day, he comes out again. But I do believe that a new song is coming out. Let's see how it goes. I hope so. I just hope so. Anyway, we'll spend the whole day talking about Davido and Wizkid, even though I'm so itchy to talk about that and give you all of the tea. But we have a guest in the studio, and he's just been smiling. I don't know if he's conversant with this type of tea. We should ask him if he's of the OBO gang, or if he's a Wizkid FC member. Bird for life. Or maybe he's even a Burna Boy fan. Oh my God.
Without holding words, I'm a Davido fan. I'm Burna Boy fan. Forget about his kid.
Oh well.
FC for life. MC for life.
I don't understand Wizkid's song. That's just the plain truth.
Do you see?
So you know you understand his I'm unavailable.
At least it's relatable now. It's relatable.
And Wizkid is not Afrobeat.
Wizkid is what?
He's who he think he is.
Wow.
Wizkid is who he thinks he is, and Wizkid is who Davido knows he is.
Let's leave it that way.
So our guest in the studio, you heard his voice. We have Mark Alta in the studio with us, popularly known as Mark Force, and he's the founder of African Creative Tourism Plus. Good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you very much.
Although we're going to have a beef right now because you're not supporting Wizkid. But no problem.
Well, the beef will just be between the two of you. Actually, between me and him, because, I mean, he just mentioned the 2 most important artists in Nigeria.
Who?
Or the 2 biggest artists, actually.
Who?
Burna Boy and Davido.
Where was Davido when Wizkid was doing it?
Oh, he's going to add one.
Rema.
Oh, yes, Rema is good. Do you see the hits that Rema...
These are the people.
I don't understand.
These are the people that matter.
Yummy, 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 yummy. Really, really.
How the Whiskey used to sound when it started?
Let me tell you something. Davido knows very well. See, this is not something we need to compete about, right? Or compare, because both internationally and Africa-wise and Nigeria-wise, where was Davido when Whiskey was topping the chart and making hits? Come on. Where was Davido? Please. But anyway, let's talk about tourism.
Yes.
That's a more friendly conversation where we won't quarrel about.
Yeah, music is tourism.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, I actually wanted to start from there because, I mean, we're doing so well musically.
Yes.
Our music has gone global. Afrobeats is something that everyone wants to jump on and relates with at the moment. So you would expect that with this level of acceptance, you know, at the global stage, that would translate into us doing well in terms of tourism. But I wouldn't know if that global acceptance we have in terms of things like music, is it replicated in the tourism sector?
Okay, we used to have a flourishing festivals, concert around all over Nigeria. We had Benson and Hedges, we had a good Star Ultimate, and we have Glow Campus Tour everywhere around Nigeria. That is a festival, that's a music tourism on its own. People come in from African countries, even diaspora usually come down to attend those things, those festivals. There's what they call Argungu Fishing Festival.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another festival, tourist festival that we had so many years, but had to stop because of security. So
even Calabar Carnival.
Calabar Carnival, Abuja Carnival, and a lot of them. Because of insecurity, we lost our music festival in Nigeria. The only festival that happened in Nigeria only happened in 3 states, Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. Recently, we saw a surge of some of our celebrities coming to Abuja to perform, like Davido, Ashake, December period. Rema couldn't make it, and
we've had Ruga,
Ruga and the rest.
Benson.
You know, this is a tourism platform, but because of security, poverty, and the rest, we had those issues, and this boils down to how government sees tourism as another billion-dollar sector. Tourism can triple the money that we get from oil. It's the issue we are having about dollar. We could have not had that issue during December when foreigners troop into Nigeria. We have festivals. I was talking to Obi Asika yesterday. He told me in one state they have like 4,000 festivals. Yes, every state have a lot of festivals.
Every state in Nigeria?
Yes, in Taraba and Plateau State, we have roughly 400 tribes, and every tribe has its own festival, uniquely made, different in their clothing, costumes, food, and the rest. So we have a lot, but the structure is not there. So that's why you see most of our festivals, music festivals, happen abroad, because they have structure. We're celebrating Burna Boy, Davido, Whiskey, filling the selling out
the
O2 Arena. That is just a state in Nigeria. Just imagine having a music festival, having those 3 people together in one stadium. That place cannot take them. Just imagine Burna Boy coming to Abuja to perform at the Eagle Square, that space will be 20 times oversubscribed. So it happens with the video last December. So the government need to sit down and structure how this thing is going to work, more especially taking care of infrastructure and security. Those are the two major problems we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's leave. I think most times when things are not working well, we tend to say security, security, yes, security. But let's move a bit away from security. Do you think that the people, that is our big art, who are supposed to drive this, who are supposed to say, okay, let's see how we can get more foreign people coming, let's see how we can have more people travel in and out, and let's have money in the system. Do you think that our big arts are not really thinking about it in that way as the way of investing in their own country? For example, a few days ago, Polo, who is a show organizer of the One Music Fest in Dubai and other places, did complain, because he made this very complaint last year and 2 years ago, where he said very soon our big art will not be able to perform in Nigeria due to the high rate that charges. You know, they charge a lot to do an event in Nigeria, and how many show organizers can be able to bring this big art in, you know, to their event, be it in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, or anywhere. So they tend to go outside of Nigeria, where the people there can pay in dollars or in pounds to go watch the show in any of these arenas, right? So a few days ago, I think that was on Monday or Friday, he did put out another statement and said it is actually happening, because if it, like you said, the number of events that took place last year by our big art, very few. And even when they tend to do this event, the ticket price is so high. For example, Davido did an event last year, even though it was marred by so many things, low turnout, and some people said that they had to go borrow crowd from somewhere. Yeah. That is a debatable conversation.
It wasn't.
But the price was, even Ashake, similar challenge, where he put his regular ticket very high, you know, for a regular ticket. Now, people expect, okay, if you're going to do a show in your country, it should be at least, I mean, we pay to stream your songs, we do a lot of things, and if we're coming to see you, there should be a level of, I mean, it's not only foreigners. So, do you think that these arts are not helping, aside from security now? Do you think that these arts are really not helping in promoting that music, entertainment, tourism in the country?
Okay, let me take you backward. In Nigeria, the government don't take entertainment industry serious. From the beginning, there wasn't a structure. Most of them build this thing that you're seeing. The big artists started from scratch. On their own. Record label will have a standardized record label. There's no structure to make sure these things are available. First of all, if you want to talk about this thing, there are back-end infrastructure that makes a music industry flourish. For instance, we have the production sector, where the sound, light, and everything need to be in place. We don't have that. Some of our production company, even if they want to go to the bank to get loan to buy most of the latest equipment, they don't get loan in a very suitable way. Government don't give grants to creatives. Even if they want to give credit to creatives or grants, the prerequisite, the requirement to get those things is impossible. Just imagine, 8 years ago, or should I say 9 years ago, Jonathan created a fund for the entertainment industry. Do you know that not more than 5 people have accessed those funds? The money is there, it's still there. Because they will ask you for a landed property. If I have a landed property, I will sell it and buy equipment. Do you understand? So it's so hard the structure is not there. So anything you see them doing, you just have to applaud them because they pay for those equipment. They pay for the management, they pay for security. Sometimes the approval of venues and security is another work on its own. Because some people will be in the office and want to take something before they approve this thing and that thing. Security-wise, they may tell you we don't have security, all the security people are there and stuff like that. It's not easy. And even if you want to bring some security people, you too, you have to sort them out. So in the whole essence is the entertainment industry doesn't have structure. I'm happy that the present minister and her team are trying to put things together. It's one of those ministries that I'm happy to see, and I'm happy to see how they are growing, because there's a structure that is coming up. There are creatives out of, they were able to appoint creatives to handle all those positions, like Obi Asika. Is somebody that is going to change National Council of Art and Culture. It's going to bring, and that Prasata has fashion, music, and what we have in there. Performing act, they are all in that ministry. Once the structure is there, you'll be able to have opportunity. Other companies abroad and Nigeria will be able to sponsor, give grants, and sponsors most of these activities that you see. So it's because of structure. That's why we are where we are.
I
so
hear you a lot on this structure. Yeah. It's been a part, I mean, it's featured a lot in the answers you've given us. But what would you say are the components of this structure? Because, for instance, some of the challenges that you've mentioned in terms of security, I mean, other countries where they're doing well in terms of entertainment and tourism, there's no country in the world that does not have security challenges. You know, the issue of poverty. Nigeria is not the only poor nation in the world. I mean, if we even begin to look at it, we're not exactly poor, you know, but it all boils down to, you know, this issue of structure that you say. Could you break it down for us? What's the component of this structure? What make up this structure?
Okay. First of all is the law. We must have a law that is friendly to entertainers, is friendly to the industry. For instance, I've made mention of grants, loans. Those structure are those. Let me just streamline in that aspect. That alone don't. How will I put it? They've not structured it to entertainment industry. They'll not say, okay, if you're in the entertainment industry, this is if you want to buy some of the equipment, this is the loan aside, and this is the percentage that you have to pay. It must be different from when you want to buy a house. The money, or should I say the ratio of payment should be different from entertainment. The entertainment industry is for the youth. Most of them are very young. They are not like they have big businesses happening already. Most of the younger ones are just trying to come up with ideas. They only need a platform where they will show their creativity and also have investment. For instance, you get to other countries like Rwanda, Uganda, South Africa. They have ventures capitals everywhere. People that sees creative idea and invest into it. Do we have that in Nigeria? Very few, and those few, it's not enough. We don't have venture capital firm anywhere. People are just stacking money in their billions in their account, taking them to Dubai to build houses, taking them to Europe to buy houses, America to buy houses, and leaving the younger ones. Venture capital is the bedrock of development in any sector. We don't have that in Nigeria. So the problem we have is if there's a structure, and we have a lot of money in this country, but we believe in consumption. That's why you see most times we don't prioritize where we put our money into. Then talking about security, the narrative we have out there is Nigeria is not safe. The latest is kidnapping. You don't know how damaging that has done to Nigeria as a brand. We don't even make effort to make other people out there understand that it's an isolated case. But when these things start happening frequently, even with school children, then you then start saying, if they can go that further to pick young kids, kidnap young kids, what will happen to a foreigner when he gets to Nigeria? That means they believe he has $1 to lose it. So that narrative, we need to change that narrative. So with that alone, people prefer going to Ghana, our neighboring country, Togo, Benin, you know, and avoid Nigeria. That's just the plain truth. Security, every country, people still go to Iraq, people still go to other, people still go to Lebanon.
For tourist reasons?
Yes, Nigerians go to Turkey in their thousands. All those countries have issues. But how are they marketing themselves? If you want to talk about furniture, fabrics, what they call it, herbs, tea, you go to Turkey. Is it China that still have COVID? People still go to China. People still go to Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yes, the country that is at war, they still go to Ukraine. But how did they manage to change the narrative? How do they manage the brand of those countries? People still go to South Africa, that you can be attacked from the airport or in your hotel and can take anything of you that you have. You know, people still go to those countries. So, what is the problem? The latest is people prefer going to Rwanda. Rwanda is now the bright for every African. Everybody wants to go to Rwanda because Rwanda is being built right now in the back of the youth. Virtually every sector, their tourism minister is around 35 or thereabout. Very young lady handling that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we have talked about entertainment, and that is not just what tourism is about.
Yes.
We have tourism, medical tourism. We have business tourism. We have different aspects of tourism. You talk about young people. The current administration, I mean, the president.
Yes.
One of the things I noticed is that for every time he has a foreign meeting or summit or whatever, he always talks about how Nigeria is a youth population, and it is good for business. I mean, everywhere he goes, he sings our praises, like, oh, we have young people in Nigeria, so come do business with us. Our people are vibrant. So while this man is out there, you know, singing our praises to the foreign community, what can we as young people do in Nigeria to preserve that small image that we have, to position ourselves in the right way? Because it's just like your father is singing your praise outside. He may not be the best of fathers, but then he's singing your praise outside, and then the people are seeing you do a different thing. So what can young people do? Since we have about the population of youth in Nigeria is almost about 60 to 70%. Okay, so what can young people do to preserve that image that the president is trying to build outside of for young people in Nigeria? Also, okay, maybe when you finish that, we can now talk about other aspects of tourism, like the medical and other areas. So let's start with this one.
Okay, let me reverse the question. The young people are already doing that. From film, music, acts, performing art, the young people are already doing that.
Now, I'm referring to the negative aspect.
That's what I'm saying. The positive side I want to start from this positive side. The young people are already doing that. The negative aspect is coming from our leaders.
How do you mean?
Okay, just imagine a governor will pay his children's school fees from the state coffer 10 years ahead. Do you know how much a billionaire would do if he set up a creative school in his state? Do you know how many people is going to take off poverty? Have you asked yourself, an attorney general of a federation taking like 30 billion for himself, nothing happened? It's depressing to the young people. So let's take it, let me reverse back to your question. The negative aspect is coming because our elders refuse to build or train us the right way.
Is that why we go into internet scam and the rest of them?
It's because you showed me the way. That's why I took the same path you took. Whatever you see, people have forgotten that your child sees what his parent does and he replicates that even more better. Because if a child sees his dad watching football, he will ask himself, why is my dad watching football? He will sit and watch football with his dad and even know the game better than the father. So it's what the young people see that they replicate. That's why you see a young person talk to a policeman the way he wants to. I'm not saying it's right, but he sees a policeman acting aggressively against him. So he thinks it's the normal thing to do. He to react the same way. So what I'm trying to say in essence, if I'm not saying it's right, don't get me wrong, but children tend to copy from their parents. So if there are proper structure, proper enlightenment, proper training, I think see, Nigerians are the most simplest people to please. Nigeria adjusts very easily. You can imagine, even if fuel is 1,000 naira, people still queue and buy. Let it just be available. That's just what Nigerians need. Let it just be available. That's all. If school, other things are available, school structures, like for instance, creative schools, technical schools, if it's available, people want to go to school, people want to learn. There's no school in the world that you won't find a Nigerian there. No matter how it is, no matter how bad the school is, you still find in Nigeria. For recently, UK started losing money because they created a law where students cannot bring in their dependents. The revenue dropped.
But with that, speaking on that, was that totally the UK's fault? I mean, it was due to certain things that were happening.
It's another story on its own, but I'm just giving an example that Nigerians want to go anywhere and seek knowledge.
But then again, now you talk about certain attributes coming up because our leaders. So I would now say, okay, let's leave our leaders by the side. So because your father is bad, you too want to be bad. So the image that Nigerians, so this tourism, even your culture, your lifestyle could also serve as tourism, right? So this thing we're talking about, you go to another man's country because you're looking for something, but then you go there and then you begin to act like you didn't come from a home. I mean, we have had several Nigerians travel out either to the UK, which most of the times you always see their videos from the UK. You know, once they go out there, they want to become vloggers. They want to start talking. Oh, UK is this. So how do you expect to be accepted in a place where, one, you're going to school not because you really want to study, but because it's a means for you to leave your own country? And should I also let you know that the guy who honored an interview with the foreign station in the UK at the time. He was later caught of being a fraudulent person. The same person who went to cast his Nigerians on an international platform that people were going there because they wanted jackpot. That same person, few months after, was caught in internet scam. So tell me.
Let me connect that with a question you asked while you were answering, and you said, how do we market ourselves? And social media is one of the most viable marketplace anywhere in the world. So another way to also ask the question is, do you think we're leveraging the opportunities that social media has provided us in terms of showcasing what is our strength, showcasing the things that we can actually do well, the places that are where things are working, because it's not bad everywhere?
So this question is more like, because we know we are Nigerians. There are other countries that do worse than us. Yes.
And we don't know.
Go to India and see. India is the headquarters of 419.
Yes.
Their police looked away. A lot of other country people like Nigerians, Kenyans, South Africans, all they're doing the same thing. That's why when you see any link coming from India, don't accept that, because you may download a virus. So every country has its own negative aspect. Every country, America, even the best country you think of, they also have their issue. You understand? So, talk about pickpocketing. It's in Rome, it's in Italy, it's in most of these countries that we admire. Even with banks, or how I call it, third-party banking, ATM and the rest, they are also official, scammers. So it's everywhere around the world. So we shouldn't beat ourselves and think this is it. But to minimize that, we need to have responsible leaders, leaders that shows the right way to follow. I still want to take, Nigeria is a great country. Nigeria is fabulous. When we take the right step, the whole Africa follows. Just imagine we have leaders that think about their people. It will replicate all over Africa. Africa is just waiting for Nigeria to have Nigeria to have her path right. It follows. We have replica effect. We have a multiplier effect that once we start something, it affects every African country, even the Caribbean.
Let us wind down. Okay. There is still something which I do believe you're shying away from.
What is it? Say
now,
it outside immediately.
I do understand the aspect of our leaders.
Yes.
We as a people, you've said a lot of things about different countries, but how many times do you see Indians casting themselves on social platforms? Are you aware that in Canada right now, there is an outbreak of stealing of cars, and even the police will tell you, if it's only your car they stole, if it's $1,000 downwards, allow them steal it. Don't struggle. But you don't see these tweets, you don't see this talk, except you are there, or you have friends who are there who tell you what is really going on. You don't see these conversations online like that. But in Nigeria, every little thing, like the beef between, the perceived beef between Wizkid and Davido happening right now. Now, in foreign platforms, what they keep saying is, we don't want no beef from Nigerian superstars. Let them just make music. We are okay with that. Do you understand?
Yes.
Now, we are out there tearing ourselves on social media. How do we expect it? Because it is what I have friends who tell me that, man, I can't come. I had a couple of friends who were supposed to come, aside from this insecurity problem, we're supposed to come, but because of the insecurity, and that's because the way we magnify things, we have a thing for magnifying our problems on social media. So, which is why I'm still asking, do you think, because recently there's been much talk about the social media bill on trying to see how they can step some things down, which some people are kicking against. Do you think that would be a good thing to help us in terms of to boost, if it's going to boost tourism? I'm just asking you, because the way we portray ourselves on social platforms could serve as a limiting factor to the growth of our tourism.
What you just said is our strength. We are outspoken people. We have strength. We are not scared of anything because we are already part of things that are not working for us. So people take chances to speak out. For instance, there's no Nigerian that will have an issue anywhere around the world that doesn't amplify it, and we take it up. That is our strength. It's left for our leaders to use it as our strength in a positive way. This present government use social media to be where they are. That's one of the backbone that brought them to government. The truth about it, okay, let me give you an instance. A lady was maltreated from the US, so she's supposed to have a layover in Turkey, like 12 hours layover, and she got to Turkey. First of all, she's supposed to be given a hotel room to stay. And with other, what do you call it, that will make her comfortable to stay. First of all, because she's holding a Nigerian passport, they refuse her entry into any hotel, not even in town. Hotel in the airport, they refuse her until she sent a tweet and a video, and it got to find NCAA, and it got to Nigeria, and Nigerian people took it up. That was when they discovered they made a mistake. Because on arrival, you get a visa on arrival as a Nigerian. It's there. But they told her they changed it verbally. She's already there. What can you do? They ignore her. But because of the social media aspect, everything was resolved, and they have to apologize. They summoned Turkish airline. I'm not talking about the airport authority, Turkish airline staff. You know, the way, because of the way we take things lightly from our leaders, people take us, don't respect us out there. Because some people want to sort out issues, but when you get to the government aspect, officials, they ignore those things. So when we get angry, this is how we react. That's our own way of reacting. So that's why you see the people react. Even if it's a bad thing, we push it out. We push it out. People are looking for a space to escape, and social media is an escape route.
But then again, is that helping us?
It's not helping us, but what? See, let me just tell you the truth. The truth is that these young people have so much energy, they want to put it out there. And if there's no opportunity, they find somewhere else to do it. And social media tends to be the available stuff in their hands. If you want to promote music, it all goes through our phone, social media. People promote music there, people promote films. It all goes viral. I'm just trying to say that is a means where people think that's the only way to put out their anger, put out their wins, to put out their growth and stuff like that. When you come to tourism, first of all, for you to travel up north, it's a very difficult process. First of all, if your business takes, if you're a tour guide and you want to take people to the up north, first of all, you may end up having 2 people registering instead of 50. Because first of all, How are you going to pass Abuja to Kano? People are already scared that there's kidnapping in Kaduna. So they don't want to do that. And you want to take flight? Flight is another. A budget may not help that.
Okay.
Are you going to Zamfara as a tour guide? How many people are going to take that? So this it's so stressful.
Okay.
You know. So
sorry to cut you. Our time is going out. But in 1 minute.
Yes.
In 1 minute, Mr. Mark, can you tell us why a person should come to Nigeria in 1 minute?
Nigeria is a beautiful place. We have all the natural resources. We have all the good food you can find anywhere around the world. We have good people. Nigeria is a unique place on its own. The entire Africa is condensed in Nigeria. There's nothing you find in Africa with that you cannot find in Nigeria. Nigeria have from this Sahel desert down to the mangrove and the lagoons and the beaches. We have everything. The white beaches, everything that you need around the world, we have them in Nigeria. Are you talking about Taraba, the beautiful landscape, or you are talking about Obudu? Come to Jos. It's a beautiful place to be. The food is cheap. You have fresh food.
Yeah, I like cheap food.
You have good people. You have wonderful culture. Are you talking about the Igbo Yam Festival? Beautiful festival you can find in the East. You can go there. Are you talking about the Yoruba Festival where you see people dressing adire? Colorful festival you find everywhere. From spiritual tourism to medical tourism, or you want to talk about food tourism, or you want to talk about any tourism that you find it in Nigeria.
Quite 1,000,001 reasons for anyone to come to Nigeria.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. I hope that with these few points of his, you have convinced, he has convinced you and not confused you that when you think of tourism, you can also think Nigeria. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Mark Hauter, for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Look forward to another wonderful conversation.
All right.
Absolutely. All right, so as we wrap up this morning, it is very important for us to have this egg recipe for you, and then we'll come back. We will sign out.
It appears this is where we have to draw the curtains on this morning's edition of Trendy Tuesday. Join us again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and you know what to expect. It's going to be the 1st of May, and we'll come in with quite a lot just for your viewing delight. Well, until then, on behalf of our production team, I want to thank you for being a part of it. Do follow us on all our social media platforms at Official Rapid TV. Stream online at www.rbnradiotv.com. Ugochukwu Mantemere is my name. Cynthia Agbo. Do enjoy the rest of your day.